Hi, this is Joe with Team DW Foamies, and now we're going to take and glue some pieces to our kit and prepare it for putting it together. So there's a couple of things that will make all of this a little bit easier if you have them. First is plastic wrap. A little bit of plastic wrap, put it down on your table. What I do is tape down the edges here, pull it tight, just make a nice clean little area for me to glue to. CA does not like to stick to plastic wrap, neither does pretty much anything else. If you're going to use epoxy to glue yours, you can use wax paper. It will have the same effect. So now that my plastic wrap is down, I'm going to lay my parts out here, and what I have here is the Yak 55 SPM. I'm going to do the SP version after a little bit of debate with myself. Decided that I wanted to try the SP since I already have a 40-inch M. First thing I'm going to do is glue the canopy to the back side here. Some guys will glue this first, and it's too easy to screw this joint up here, and it's always better to interlock pieces with a triangle there. I do flooring for a living, so typically when we set up a pattern, we'll always want a clean corner here that we can fit our next piece into. So we're going to glue this piece first. When gluing up with CA, a couple of these parts, blue tape and T-pins are your friends. These will save you a lot of hassle and a little bit of kicker. So what I'm going to do is pull off the top of my CA here. And prepping the foam, really to make the kit last, if you're going to use Gorilla Glue or Turbo PL or any kind of expanding glue, even CA, is I'll poke some holes right along where the canopy goes. If you have a woodpecker, it's a small roller that you can roll these holes in. It'll have the same effect. I'm just going to put a few inside here so that I can get some spider joints into each one after spreading my glue. Because I want a really good bond. I don't want my canopy to come loose. All the way around so I don't have to do it again. It doesn't take a ton. You just want a couple in there. It's almost like pinning this stuff together. So now I'm going to take a small amount of glue. I don't want it to where it's running all over the place. I really just want enough here to cover my joint. Nice and clean into the middle of the joint. Then lay it on my plastic. Line up my pieces. Make sure they're flush. Piece of tape over it to hold it in place. Flip it over. A cotton shot. And flip it back over. Pop off my glue tape. And it's done. Now we have a nice clean joint line here. There's, we'll wipe off the excess. There's no glue running down, and a nice strong joint. Now we'll move on and put on the next piece. I really like these joints to fit well, so if one's a little off, I'll take a piece of sandpaper emery cloth. And I'll adjust the piece slightly. most of these are dead on. Usually it's just a little particle that's left over from the machining of it. And so you can just run a real quick piece of sandpaper over it. If you have any notches, like down here, you'll have a little notch right there. A couple of swipes of a piece of sandpaper and it's off. This is about a 300 grit, at 280 grit. It's pretty fine, so you're not going to cut a lot of material off the plane when you do that. Here's another one right here, if you can see it. That's it. It's nice and clean. You can also trim those off with an X-Acto blade, but the sandpaper works really good. It's really fast and does a very clean job to it without accidentally niching and nicking up the plane. So I'm going to have two pieces here. One is going to be for my canopy here. Another is going to be this. And then I'm going to have a T-pin handy for the two of these sections here. I'll have my T-pin here. I've got a T-pin here ready to go. After I put some holes in this. So a little prep. Poke some holes in the bottom and the top here. Prep it for my glue. I already did the canopy, so I don't have to do anything there. Okay, now I'm ready to put my glue on. Once again, CA. I'm going to use a nice amount, enough to cover the entire inside of it. Nice small bead. And it should cover the full length. Push these tight. Run a T-pin in there. T-pin in here. I want to keep them nice and flush. Piece of blue tape. Looks like I stabbed my plastic. Not a good idea. Pins out. Okay, now I have my fuse ready to go. Now we can move on to the next part.